Geek Pridecast on this Monday evening. With me, as always, we have our co-hosts, Peter Ray Allison.
Good evening, everyone.
And JonJo Cosgrove.
Hello, everybody.
And our special guest, returning, obviously hadn't had enough, Katie Walford.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, how long ago was it you were on?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it was last week. It was before summer, right? Because I hadn't done all my
It was 1 year.
stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
right, okay.
It was a year.
A year?
A year.
Yeah.
Oof,
Has
time
the
flies.
year seriously gone by? Oh my days, time blindness is right. My days. Wow. A year, Matt. A year.
Well,
1 year.
Well, for those who weren't present for the first and have not listened to it, for shame, who are you and what do you do?
I am Katie. Who am I? It's such a thing. I'm Katie. I am a trained counsellor. I have my own private wellbeing practice. I also am a freelance dungeon master, which is how I got involved with all of you guys. And I also have a non-profit, a Dungeons and Dragons non-profit for young people that kicked off sort of. So yeah, when did we last talk? So we talked, was that just my dream?
It was about a year ago. So
a year ago, because it was November that I finalized everything for it, and then it was this year Easter was the first time I then actually did anything with it, and then I've just done summer. I did a big thing over summer.
Nice.
And I am oh gosh, I'm a mother, I'm a partner, I am late diagnosed ADHD. That's incredibly fun.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, that's a whole debate and podcast episode in itself.
I think we tried to veer away from that the first time, right?
Yeah.
I'll just go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just love fantasy. I've just started reading again, and yeah, I'm just sort of living life to the fullest.
What are you currently reading?
I was going to ask that. What's your books of choice at the moment?
What's on the docket?
I am fully in my fairy smut era. Okay,
excellent.
I am fully in it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's been like an awakening. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
What's it called? What's the book called?
So the current book is, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to. It's like a series where it's called like Forged in Magic.
I have a feeling my friend, my girl who I know in Australia is reading those as well.
Yeah, and they're kind of like standalone, but all in the same sort of little set of islands, and it's very cute. It's very cottage cozy cutesy, but with then like a lovely sprinkle of smut in there as well. But it was Akatar. It was a court of Thorns and Roses. Like, yeah, no, Court of Thorns and Roses that first got me involved in the fairy smut, and it's going very well. I'm enjoying
I like how you call it fairy smut, because that just sounds wonderfully evocative.
I don't know. I feel like sort of when I'm reading, like I can't say, because I know a lot of women who read sort of slightly risque books and stuff.
Feisty,
feisty. And it's like I don't know if I would, like, I've read books and it's had stuff in it, but it's like I felt slightly uncomfortable. Barry, I'm a grown man, and I'm feeling she's talking about boobies. Just sort of like the child in me. I don't know what it is. I can see it on TV, and it doesn't really bother me. But if I read it on a page, I'm like, boobies.
I have been tempted to like record myself as I'm reading it just to get my reactions, because honestly, like there are times where I'm sort of like sat reading and I'm like,
I just have this horrible. I just have this horrible vision now that Matt's just going to read for a book every time he goes boobies. Every time now, so it's going to be it.
We did a stream. We played Axis and Allies Global, which is it's like a war game, and we streamed it. And there's a calculator at the bottom of the. We were doing it on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh no!
I had to do it.
Oh no!
I had to do it. So just turned it upside down and wrote boobies on it, and went, yeah, my job here is done.
Oh god.
Done. So no, I have to say, I highly recommend, giving it a read, because if anything, it'll inspire you, and whoever you're with will benefit. I'll just say that, right? Okay, they'll benefit.
Okay, I'll sit there, read, and take notes as well.
You read it, and honestly, someone seen you read that, they're like, okay, I'm gonna give this person some time, because you learn things.
I'm not sure. My missus is a nerd, but I'm not sure how she would take me sort of striding in a cloak and an unsheathed sword and go, wench, I shall take you at this very moment.
Feels like a very weird version of the milk tray advert.
Well, you can't knock it until you try it. Can't knock it until you try it.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, you'll get points for effort. Surely,
yeah.
Surely.
Inventiveness and imagination.
Yeah, like I've when I've been trying to write stuff for like D&D campaign, or just sort of write sort of fiction myself, to see when it came to sort of that sort of thing, I always feel slightly awkward, and it's just, I don't know how.
I think that's your upbringing more than any of your smart, isn't it?
Well, it's like, I'm a grown man. I've watched these things. I've seen these things. I'm not exactly inexperienced, but it's like,
we don't need details.
I know what
I've seen them.
So it's just like, I don't know. It must be. It's describing. I don't know what it is about the written word. It just makes it more sort of real.
Yeah, there are times when you're reading something and you're like, oh no, you're rocking it now a little bit. Like, why did you have to describe that particular thing like that, or that moment? You're like, oh no. But for the most part, it's very
full, tasteful,
entertaining, very entertaining, very good visuals. Great, highly recommend it. As if I'm your guest and I've got you guys talking about fairy smut. I feel like my job is done. Like, I feel like I am now like, you're welcome.
Oh god, it's the new fetish.
It is.
God. Yeah. My missus is going, what are you doing? That's like, right, you need to wear these and you need to say this, and this is all I'm interested in right now.
There's a whole thing on like book talk and made me buy it, and stuff like this, where like women like get like their like partners or like will be kind of like, can you like, oh, there's this thing where you lean against the door frame and it's like, can you just do that? And they're like, okay. And they just swoon. They're like, oh my goodness. It's just, it's the full thing. Get on board. At least know about it.
I remember this was when I was like I was a teenager, and I was dating a girl, and she was really into like Dawson's Creek and like that whole thing. And like
what did you do?
And she was like we were walking along, we were in Belfast, and we were walking along somewhere, and it started pissing it down with rain, and she stopped me and she went, quickly, and it was pissing with rain. She went quickly, and she put her headphones on, or her earbuds on, and then said, push me up against the wall, and then have me kiss her and stuff. And she had the Dawson's Creek music going on in her ears, so it would just be like, it's raining and the whole things. And then she was just like, and I was just like, this is really weird.
I give her props, and well done to you, sir, for stepping up to the moment. Well done, you. Well done, you, for going.
I was a teenage boy. I didn't need an excuse to kiss. I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Like, surely, and it's like, but it seems like surely everybody's tried the upside down Spider-Man kiss. Right. Obviously, not necessarily from the ceiling, but like, like surely.
No, of course not. Not from the ceiling. No.
Surely.
No, but there was when the Twilight films were coming out, there was I had an instance where there was a certain lady who was trying to be nice to us, like, oh yeah, no, I'll come to the films with you, and she was saying something about I can't remember characters' names.
Sparkly guy.
That's it. No,
Sparkly guy,
werewolf
Jacob.
man, Jacob. Yeah,
Jacob.
And she was saying something about how, must be so nice, someone nice and hairy like that. I went, no, that's a werewolf. That's an animal. I said that's crossing into bestiality. She went, you have no imagination. I went, if you want to sleep with a wolf, that's up to you. I said, but that's just weird.
The option is a walking corpse.
We're not kink shaming here, are we? No, at the end of the day, and I'll just say there's a certain line of books I don't think you need to go near them, because there's all sorts out there.
But this is where the facade of I'm pretending to like this because I'm trying to be nice and I just went, I've just shit on what you enjoy.
No.
Crash and burn, dude. Crash and burn.
Yeah. Trust me, it wasn't the first time. It definitely wasn't the last.
Life is about lessons, and you learn on that.
Oh yeah.
You learn your lessons and then you get into fairy porn.
And then you get into fairy porn. Yes.
Yeah, that's obviously the next step.
I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking about when I edit this and then I do the description afterwards. And it's
when he goes, right, how much of this can I keep?
In how many years? No, it's fine because I say edit. I just put it into things. Stick
you just top and tail it,
and that's it. Pretty much. There's no editing that goes on in here really, unless something really really horrendous has happened. But it's just more the description. And I think we've been going. I don't know how many years we've been doing the podcast. A long time.
5 years now. 5 years in the current iteration.
Yeah. Season 3, as I call it, 5 years. But obviously, we've done it longer. But not one of those descriptions will ever have anything quite like, and
very smut.
Tonight, so Matt, JonJo, and Pete talk to Katie Walford about D&D, fairy porn, and things.
And it's all Katie's fault.
And the thing is that it's not even been 15 minutes.
No, it's really not. It's been like 7 minutes. Again, you are welcome. I feel like I'm filling a niche. I'm filling a niche. You're going to get so many more followers when they go, oh, what's that? They talk about fairy porn. Yes, you'll tune in. Yeah. I'm telling you. If you don't get at least 2 more.
Just imagine all the pictures coming up on the Discord.
No, we do not read the comments.
No. So, away from the fairy smut, what are you up to at the minute? What's going on with yourself?
So Elverton Castle have just announced that they've got their next event coming up. It's November. Is it 8th? November 8th? 8th of November. But after the first one, they kind of give us the DMs give a little bit of information about the kind of a theme and stuff like this. And this one was, what's it, Pete? Is it like a winter's cold embrace or something like that?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Winter's cold embrace. So they were like, think snowy, think, frozen, all of this sort of like, not frozen, like let it go, but like, frozen.
Too late.
So I've got that coming up, which is really exciting. Obviously, just in case the likelihood of somebody being on my table, I don't want to say too much about what it is I'm doing, but I'm really, really excited about what my one shot is going to be. And what's more exciting is I'm leveling up my cosplay game, and I'm going full fawn. Like, so I've been practicing like fawn makeup, and I've got like antlers coming in from Etsy, and I've got like a tail, and I've got like this gorgeous flowy green sort of outfit, and she's going to this character is an NPC that is going to be like involved throughout all of it, causing a bit of mischief and what have you. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What about, because you've got a table, haven't you, Pete?
Yes, I've kind of gone for it's a similar theme, because it's obviously winter, it's cold, it's freezing, but not frozen. And I'm thinking, well, people are going to do either the thing or like have another mimic. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm kind of lean more into the ghost story side of things of winter.
Yes.
So it's kind of winter is a harsh mistress. So you kind of got a more kind of urban gothic horror, spooky curses,
So
you know,
Pete
seclusion.
then. Pete stuff.
Yeah,
Pete
pretty
vibe.
much. Yeah, there's no vampires in it, which is the first.
Oh.
No vampires, Pete. Are you feeling
Wow.
okay?
Well,
No,
I think
are you
pretty much
okay?
every game I've ran for them has had a vampire in it, so I might want to take a break, otherwise I might
Pete.
start.
Pete,
Sure.
let us know if you're okay. Blink once for yes, twice for no. No vampires. This is definitely a shocker.
Surely you just have to have one just sort of describe them just walking across
he'll
and be
talk
like,
about it. It
"Ooh,"
has
and just
to.
carry on
You
walking.
can't have
Like,
it. You
so
can't.
you've got to
He has to
describe
have
the
a.
bats. Go,
It has to be a
So vampire
conversation.
bats
about-
fly in the background.
yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a podcast where Vampire the Masquerade hasn't popped up at least once in the conversation.
That's not true. There's been podcasts when Pete hasn't been on. We haven't spoken about it.
Yeah, fair.
but
how
it was always there in spirit.
So how do these D&D in a castle things work? How do you have a specific group of people for the entire event? Do people drop in and out? How does it work?
Do you want to answer, Pete? Do you want me to?
Yeah, sure. Okay, basically, a selection of DMs are, approached. Like usually, it's like ones that have previously worked with the organizers, so they know that they're reliable. There's a certain, kind of skill level, professionalism.
Yeah.
They know that we know that we arrive in time, that we behave.
We will deliver.
We deliver. We kind of, deliver the goods, as they say. And then we kind of pitch our table, and then they kind of upload to their website, and then it's effectively up to us to kind of push it out there and get up to 6 players.
Yeah.
And it's for an entire day. So each player will buy a ticket for a table, and that ticket will cover them for 6 hours of gaming. So, and you also entered into for a raffle. There's a costume competition for the best.
Yeah, there's like stalls of like people selling like homemade like dice or accessories.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Loads of good stuff there. Yeah, and yeah, it's just busy. Come along, have a lot of fun. And busy. The most of the cost is like it's £50 for 6 hours of gaming, which is a bargain. You're playing D&D in a castle. Well, it's still your home, but it looks
it's just
gorgeous.
Stunning. It's stunning.
It is such a beautiful, beautiful building inside and out. And you get photos in there as well. And when you're wearing a armor and sword and thorns and horns and just everything, you just think, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. I'm living my best life. Like
exactly. I've got like I said to Kelly goes to me, goes, and you call this work? Oh, yes, this is work.
But do you know what? Funny enough, though, just as a side little bar on that. So obviously, I said at the beginning that I've got like my wellbeing practice. I've got my freelance, and I've got my non-profit. I do also have another job. I work on a bar in the evenings. I only refer to the bar as work. And I thought that was really interesting. I literally only just realized this the other day. And I was like, I don't refer to the other three as work. And I think I remember saying something to you, Pete, where it's a bit like, well, yeah, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life type phrasing, isn't it? And I was like, I actually do that there. I only refer to the bar job as work because it feels like, well, yeah, I have to be here to like, the money, and I'd rather, it's a good enough gig and it's all right, and and all of this. But in terms of like where my heart is and what I actually like want to do, the other three things I don't refer to it as work. I literally just say, yeah, I've got clients, I've got counseling clients today, or I've got I'm running a D&D session today. I don't call it work. I just say what it is. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, like that day we had at Alton Castle doing the promo shoot for the Vampire Lab, and yes, that was work. We are creating content to promote the live roleplay in a few weeks' time, and it was one of the best days of the year because it was just hanging out with our friends, taking photos, pretend to be vampires in Alton Castle, and just like, yeah, this is fun. Like, yeah, hot, sweaty fun.
Yeah. But never mind. Never mind. Yeah. But it was just a vibe, and it was just so much fun. So yeah, we've got Alton Castle coming up, and then what else have I got? I got hired to do a campaign once a month for a group of under 18s. That one's been hilarious because I've had to try and figure out how to bring together Lord of the Rings and Greek mythology, which hasn't actually been that difficult. It has, like, my ADHD brain is beautiful for stuff like this, where I can just sort of see it, like Iron Man, seeing all the screens and seeing all the links and being like, so that was great. And so I've got another session of that next weekend, actually. And then I've got another 2 because they've booked like 1 a month for the year. And then we've got the LARPing, as you sort of discussed.
yeah.
You want to have you spoken much about that? Like,
well,
have you actually been able to?
Basically, well, in 2.5 weeks' time, we're going to hold a Vampire Live roleplay in Alton Castle for a night. So basically, it's a Monday setting, and all the players are vampires, and you're all invited to Alton Castle to take part in an auction to bid for a vial of Vlad Tepes' blood. And it's basically got a themed banquet, so you're going to have a blood punch, coffin pizzas, batship sandwiches, and yes, basically, imagine, you know, that scene in Underworld where Celine walks into the coven and kind of like opens the doors and there's all these kind of vampires luxuriating around, politicking and backstabbing. That's the kind of vibe I'm going for.
How does it work? We've obviously discussed this before. When I was in university,
and
I think I've talked about this maybe before, but when I was in university, I was in I thought it was going to be like a board game thing, but it was more LARP stuff, and I didn't even understand what LARP was at the time.
Okay, basically the way it operates is that there's no combat. 2 reasons: 1, you're vampires, violence is beneath you.
Yeah.
You leave that to the humans, and 2, Alton Castle is a listed building, and we can't afford the damage in case someone does a misswing.
Yeah, maybe it should be the other way around.
Yeah, it's basically like the main reason is, please don't hit anybody and damage any of the walls because we can't afford it.
Do you have like how do you progress the story then?
Okay, basically it's all through social interaction, basically, and the primary motivation is the accumulation of doubloons, gold doubloons, which will be represented as in-game currency in the game. And it's all about the negotiation, like, oh, I want you to do that, you owe me for this, therefore we'll exchange. And basically towards the end, you then bid at the end, the auction's announced, you all take part and you bid for the vial. The one that can bid the most wins.
Okay. And how is there like an umpire or something just to make sure somebody?
I will be there. I am the referee. There'll also be supporting NPCs that to kind of make sure everyone's behaving themselves appropriately, responsibly, and not taking the mick, like taking advantage, and just basically acting as oversight. But it's like, I will be there. I am effectively the referee for the game, effectively like games master.
Yeah.
But I will also be playing the auctioneer, John Faustus III. That is holding the auction, and it's basically all done with this boundaries, and like, we have like, don't act responsibly, don't be inebriated, do not touch without consent, don't take drugs, do not use any hate speech. If you're going to be angry with someone, be angry with them, and kind of, if you want to insult them, fine, insult their character. Say, well, you are a smelly vampire, you are a smelly Baffery, what have you, but do not attack their gender, their culture, their race, their identity in any way, shape, or form. Because, as I said in the booklet, this LARP is a game about monsters, not an excuse to be one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You could just summarize it, just go, don't be a dick.
There is that, but sometimes you do need to explicitly state all the
action. It's like common sense to one person. Unfortunately, it isn't common sense to another person.
Yeah.
That's not
we
okay.
have to set the boundaries.
Ultimately, what you're trying to create is something fun. And that's what it should stay as. It should stay fun.
Yeah, and I mean, there is what's called bleed in roleplay. I think, have you come across this, Katie? Bleed? Okay, it's basically where your character's emotions influence your own emotions.
Okay.
So you're feeling something particularly strong in character, or there's a very kind of powerful moment that experience in the game, and then start to kind of color your own interactions outside of the game.
Yeah, well, you get. I've encountered that a lot, even
Yes.
in our D&D group.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of have the buffet there and the why it's as our green wheel, where basically that is all out of character. You go in there, you're out of character. You have that break to just go down, calm, and we have kind of got hand signals in the game. So basically, if you start doing a T with your fingers, that means I'm feeling overwhelmed. Please, can we bring this, interaction to an end? And I will basically then, leave and go. Otherwise, oh, you kind of stand up like that here. I will need to say something, or like that. I need to speak out of character. That basically just gestures say, hang on, I just need to kind of pause and have a quick chat with you about something. It just kind of delineates between events in game and events out of game. It just kind of sets those barriers to kind of like, yes, it's a fun story about playing a vampire, about bidding on vials of blood, and all those dark, spooky things. But really, we still, in the end, we are human beings playing a game about goths and gothic fiction.
Yeah, I think it's it's quite hard to not, even if you're playing a character, it's quite hard not to take things personally sometimes, especially when
if you're not disciplined with yourself, it can be. I mean, that is why I always make a point of always saying my character does this, rather than saying I do this. And it's very easy to do. Because quite often when you're explaining something, I did, like my character did this in the game. And as you're talking, you'll notice that you go from being my character to I did this. And there's been various studies where people have kind of like found that the areas that of events that we recall in game are is stored in the same place in our mind of events that actually happened to us.
Yeah.
So again, that's how that bleed occurs, and you just have to kind of just be. We know fundamentally, that what happened in that game. Yes, Draken did chop off the head of a vampire. I didn't. I'd be dead. But Draken did. But even though I fundamentally know this, in our minds, we're thinking, yes, that happened to Pete as well.
Yeah. I think it's just more like, you can get sort of players who, like, for me, when I play a character, not that I've played a character in a very long time, I generally play somebody who's just a more heroic version of myself. My moral compass is always the same. I'm very boring when it comes to that sort of thing. It's just basically me if I was braver, basically.
We spoke about this before when you said that you always like to do that heroic side. You like to be the, that person, but you're always keeping like straight and true, I guess is
I can't be a bad guy in anything. Like I can't.
I
struggle to be a bad guy.
I did that once. Yeah. I did a mental experiment. I kind of played these two characters separately in completely different games at the same time, and one was kind of all my kind of positive values. Stood up for friends, helped out. Generous. And the other one was all my negative qualities, like lazy, do I have to do that? All that, all my bad sides, all my bad qualities, which there's not many, only one or two. And I found it was interesting. I thought, whilst the bad guy was really fun to play, he really was. My good character was much more satisfying to play.
Yeah. I have a massive guilt complex. That's the thing, and even in computer games, I can't be I can't do the bad guy stuff. I can't when you've got text to talk to an NPC, anything has to be the good one. Or I might be if I'm slightly pissed, but I would never just be an asshole because I'm like, but that's a nasty thing to do. Why would I do that?
Yeah, but the thing is though as well, and my husband, I don't know if he's finished it, but he started up Red Dead Redemption. And he sort of then he was sort of like explaining it to me because I'm very picky with my gaming like that. Like there's only just certain games that I can engage with long term. But so I would like sit there and watch him play, and I find that entertaining. And he would sort of talk to me about it, how you have a series of like, decisions, like you can do certain things and you can interact. And I was like, oh, I like this, it feels very like world building and role play, all this. And it's like, yeah. And it's like, but the thing is, I can never play a bad guy. And I was like, why? And I was there with my like, well, like my counselor well-being head, like, and why is this? And he was there like, because it makes it so much fucking harder. And I went, oh, and I went, if I go to every single like little village or like beat up the sheriff or kill this person or whatever, I have then the police after me, and it just makes it so much harder to actually then do anything. So it's just easier to be a good guy. And I was like, I was like, it's nothing about his moral compass. It's just because he wanted to finish the game.
I tried playing Red Dead Redemption, and I just couldn't play it. Or I played it for a bit, but I just did not like the characters. They're all being absolute Belgians.
They're horrible characters.
Yeah, and I just thought, I don't like you, and I do not want to spend my time playing a game with you.
Yeah, interacting with this NPC.
Exactly.
Yeah, and always talks about like he's got the character's got like a boss that tells him what to do, and he always gets like the group in trouble, and he's always like the source of all the issues and all of this, and he's constantly just swearing at the TV, like at this guy that's like, just fuck off, will you, like all this. And I'm just there like, it's not real. And then I'm like, no, but I get that, because when you're going back to what you said earlier though, if that's okay, so when you said obviously about Bleed and you're referring to your character as my character, so is that including like your Dungeons and Dragons as well? You don't ever, if you're playing your character, you don't say I walk over to him and I'm going to do this, like you say my character does that.
He would always say Draken when he was doing it with us. He would kind of go, Draken does this, Draken does that.
Because of Bleed, and I'm just very aware that Bleed kind of goes, Draken does that. It's just a bit of mental.
It's like a bound. It's like a bound. Well, I refer to it as like a boundary. Like it's a role play boundary. It enables everybody to sort of know that it's your character rather than you. Exactly. I've been in games, both playing, DMing, and all this, where I think it's that intrinsic. You can't necessarily explain it, but that the person isn't acting like their character. They are reacting to the situation, and they then like go, well, I'm going to go and do this, and you're like, you describe your character as lawful, honorable, noble, and all this. Why would you now go and steal off the rope? Like, there's just things that just doesn't line up. And I'm like, I'm a bit like, is that just because then the rogue character did something you didn't like, didn't like, that interrupted with what you wanted to do with your character or the story or the combat, and now you're then doing that. Well, now I'm going to do this to you, and it's like, whoa, it's like we're going. I call it floating above table. It's like, we're not in table now. I was like, we're floating above table. Like, we're getting like this vibe is metagaming vibe. With the metagaming stuff.
It's kind of like I remember the first time I played Fallout 3, and I just remember, because when you have your interactions, you'd have like 5 different answers for your conversation, and they start from like, no, I'm a good person, I'm doing this because I want to, and then there's sort of like that middle ground of like, well, I don't mind doing it for a price, and then it's just like the end. It's like, I'm going to shoot you and take your stuff. It's like I always try to be the good person, and then there's just that odd time you go, what if for once I just went, no, let's just it's just like I'm going to take your stuff, and it's like, no, I can't do that. Like, reload the game. Let's go back to where I was.
Go back.
You have sort of like, and we've like, our campaign's been going 5 years now, and we've had 5 years. They're all like level 15, like 16 now. But we've had we've had some fallings out and moments where we've had to deal with.
We pause the game and just kind of just like hash it out.
Like, sometimes it's just players. Sometimes it's me just sort of expecting things, and then them sort of it's like a sort of mixture of all of us learning how to sort of deal with the emotional side of things, which is something you don't think about when you're playing these games. And it's sort of like, you will get players who they'll come in and they'll want to play somebody completely different than themselves, and they'll do stuff in the game that can sort of have effects on other players who've come in and just want to sort of have this like normal heroic thing where they're doing it, and then somebody comes in and fucks with that, and then you get that moment like you said where they're like, well, they get put out by the fact that they've done something that they don't like because it affects the rest of the party, and then they start physically falling out with them in real life because they've done something. And then we've had that a couple of times where there's been certain like I don't think it was like nobody's done it on purpose, but they've just done it thinking that's what their character doing, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and then
it just cascaded from there, really.
Yeah, so we've had a few times where that sort of, and we've had to sort of sit down and go, look, this is, if you're going to do stuff, you got to be, because there was lots of like within the WhatsApp chat, there's lots of passive aggressive comments coming out, and I was like, these people.
It's been bubbling.
Yeah, this is not going down well. This is like, so we've had to take people aside, and I feel like this person is picking on me, and then I talk to the other guy, and he says, but I'm not, like, I really like it. It's just that's what my character would do and stuff. And the other guy's like, well, it doesn't feel like that and stuff. So you're sort of having to manage these people's emotional states. And
do you know what? That phrase, that's such a triggering phrase as a DM. That's such a triggering phrase to me but that's what my character do, because do you know what? Some people can really take the fucking piss. Phrase. Be like, that's what my character would do, and I'm just there like, right, this is a team effort. This is a team game. There are times where you need to appreciate that whilst your character wouldn't behave in this way, you as a player need to help the story move forward, or let this person have their moment to shine, because you have the people who like to be in the center of it. And I'm like, stop, let someone else have the turn. Or like, say for example, really encourage players alike, or if you're the DM, to sort of give people space to play their characters for those moments, and other times to like, so like, say for example, just as a really, really simple sort of obvious thing, like if you have a lock to pick, get the rogue to do it. That's their build, that's their purpose, right? If you got a big sort of scary worm monster that's just come out of the ground, go let your barbarian go, have a bit of a wrestle with it right first. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain times where the classic builds are there for a reason, and they can help, but then other times where it is like, you've had your story arc, let other people have a turn and just stop. That's what my character would do. I'm like, oh, it really gets to me. It really gets to me.
I think also as well is like the role-playing games are collaborative storytelling. The key word, collaborative. You are telling a story together, not you to the others.
A group hallucination.
Yes.
All in this
it's the liminal space. It's a shared space that you are contributing towards.
I think it's very, very like, and I think this is something I've learned over a long time, especially in this campaign, is you have to tell people from the start, like, this is how it is. If you want a game where you want to be bad guys, you want to be assholes, then I said it, so everybody has to be assholes, everybody has to do it, so they know what it's going. Whereas everybody, there's not going to be because I've been in campaigns where other people have been running it, and because he was pretty free with what everybody could do, we had one guy who was literally trying to derail the whole thing because he said that's what his character would do.
But that's just for a span in the works, just to be
exactly. And then there was another one who was getting upset about something, and he tried to derail, and it got to the point where like a really, really good DM, like possibly like Ben Fee, who I will always hold up as, he's an amazing guy and amazing DM, and he had to stop because he just couldn't handle it anymore. And it was just like, and I think it was maybe his fault for me being a bit too free with this and stuff, but it was just sort of the point where like I've been in ones where a guy's like, I'm this, but really I'm this, and it's just like, but you doing that, you're going to undermine everything. It's a team game. You're not trying to win Dungeons and Dragons. You're not trying to win Warhammer Fantasy. You're not trying to win whatever RPG.
Winning is taking part.
Yeah, you're playing a story together as a group, and you shouldn't be trying to piss each other off unless it's something like Game of Thrones or something where that's the intent and everybody knows about it. But if it's a game where you've got
if there's a mechanic mechanics, if the fundamentals are there to do that, then yes, that's the design of the game. Whereas something like Dungeons and Dragons, as you say, is that collaborative.
It's
Something that I
collaborative.
do with my players is I say to them, any love hate dynamics, any friction dynamics need to be discussed above table before. Like if you go, oh, do you know what, your character, I have this real urge to just pick on them all the time. Are you okay if my character does that? And then you can go over those boundaries. It's yes, you can pick on my character about this, but don't touch these sort of things, or what have you.
Nice.
And then being able to then have it as part of it, because then all the other players know this is character, this is okay. They're getting heated or what have you, but then when you go for a break and everyone's going to the toilet, you're absolutely pissing yourself laughing, being like, oh my god, that got so intense, and they're like, I know. But any conflict, I always say discuss beforehand. Always go, are you okay? Same with if it does gets flirtatious and stuff like that. Do not spring that on a person.
Absolutely.
Mid game. Never. That is, for me, that's a huge red flag for a player, where I'm like, no. If that's the kind of dynamic you have outside a table, and then you bring it in because you have that relationship and they're comfortable, great. But if you're complete strangers and stuff like that, it's like, whoa.
That's why I always have content warnings on my table. Like, this is what you can expect in my games. So, from the last game that I did, basically, I said, you can expect child trauma, you can expect blood, and basically infant mortality. These are elements in this game. If these are uncomfortable for you, then I suggest you find a different table, because it's the story I am telling.
I remember years ago when I used to do radio interviews. If it was someone that I had known about, and there were certain topics that had been discussed, or things that they probably weren't too, that might be a bit of an issue, I'd always just go, look, this is roughly what I'm looking to talk about. I've got certain questions around a couple of areas. If you are happy for me to talk about them, that's great. If you don't want me to talk about them, that's absolutely fine. And if I mention anything during the interview, if there's anything that I discuss that you say, actually, I don't want to talk about it, it's cut. That's fine. That's all. That's all it was. Anything like that, you want to make sure that if you're trying to have that collaboration with someone, you're trying to make sure that you're keeping them comfortable, and you're trying to make sure that, okay, look, I do want to maybe go to a certain degree, but I don't want to make you think, oh, why are they doing this? Why are they talking about this stuff? And I always think that's the best way to do it. Just have that little bit of pre-warning. Just have that little bit of pre-warning. Just go, look, this is what I'm looking to talk about. This is what I'm looking to do. And to be fair, most of the time it came out absolutely fine. And there was probably one interview with a certain musician from the 90s who I mentioned. It was something from an article I'd read about them, and I just said, from incident in 1994, just for example, there was this incident in Germany, and he just went straight away, I don't want to talk about this. I said, that's fine. I said, it's gone. That's all there is to it.
I mean, you just kind of quite often they'll say, moving swiftly on. Or it's next question, please.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that sort of person that just goes, come on, tell me about it. What?
Okay, but when you're interviewing someone, they're giving you their time to be interviewed, and you have to respect them. That these are busy people, and if they want, they'll just walk out.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Like Robert Jr. did one time.
And even better if you've got someone on the phone and you piss them off, they just go, "Yep, phone's down."
Sorry, it's just don't be a douchebag. And I think there's a lot of There used to be a YouTube channel I watched where it would tell stories, and it would be like, my DM did this, and so I fucked with him and did this and this and this, and basically it's load of guys kind of saying how they pissed their DM off because he wanted to do these things and stuff. And it's just like, as much as there, I'm sure there's DM out there who want to win D&D themselves by sort of like fucking
You can get bad players, you can get bad DMs.
Exactly. So but you get I saw ones where there was just like guys who were like, am I the asshole because I wanted to do this and he didn't want me to do that? And it's just like, you are the asshole. Yeah, you are, because
there's actually interesting. I don't know if you've come across this, Katie, but we're basically called breaking the DM. Have you come across that?
Say more words. I think I will. I feel like basically I will, but maybe not.
Well, basically, the players come up with such an absolutely insanely but genius plot that completely derails your plan.
That's happened to me on so many occasions.
And basically, they don't do it maliciously. It's not done nastily. But basically, they come up with an absolutely insane plot. But it works, and it completely bamboozles your plan for the entire game. And I'm just going, no, I didn't think of
Yeah.
We had
a prime example one time is actually one of the first D&D The Castles, where one of the characters was charmed by this vampire. I thought, okay, right, that gets him out. That's sort of attacking the vampire. And they went, I'm a halfling, aren't I? I said, yes, you are. I said, and I'm charmed by this rather sexy vampire, aren't I? Yes, you are. I said, could I pole dance his leg, please?
What?
Pole dance on his leg. And it was, you're charmed. You are attracted to him. His very tall, thin character, and you would have a tall, thin leg. And yes, according to the rules, you can. I said, would that count as being a disadvantage for all his attacks? Yes, it would, because it would be very distracting to have a halfling pole dancing on his leg.
That's definitely happened to me as a DM. I'm drawing a blank though, but what that did make me sort of think of is what's the phrase when someone creates their character and their OP, is it min-maxing?
Min-maxing,
yeah. So I've got a friend who's a DM, and they are the epitome of chaos DM. Like, they literally do their session notes 10 minutes before everyone arrives.
That's me.
They're so laid back. They're so laid back.
No.
And they just go with it, and they're fantastic. But their ability to be flexible is incredible, right?
Yeah.
Very envious. However, they would come to me and be like, I'm having real problems with this particular sort of player. And they're all friends as well, which is kind of a little bit sad as well.
Yeah.
And they just, for them, it was about, what D&D was for them was about creating that ultimate powerhouse character, right? And it was genius. Like, you could not disagree with how amazing it was. But the problem was, it meant then every scenario, everything was just pointless. DM, like, just absolute pointless. And they were getting so deflated, and the other players were getting like, well, what's the point then? Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we here? Like, we'll just follow this guy and it was really, really hard. And in the end, I did sort of get them to a place that was like, right, I think you need to talk to them, right? Like, you need to talk to them. They're not making it fun for anybody. And you're the DM. It's like the amount of, and then I stopped because I was like, okay, I suppose you don't do the amount of work as other DMs. But I said, but look, it's still effort, and you deserve to have fun as well. And if you're not having fun, then that's a huge red flag. Like, the DM deserves to have fun as well. And this player needs to understand that there are times where that approach isn't helpful for the game as a whole, and to kind of create boundaries within that of, here's your space to be that min-max player and character, but everything else, please don't break it. Like, that's not okay. Like, don't break the bars.
I think having that, I went from being at the very start where I was designing everything to the very sort of like every small different option they could do,
minutia,
to the point where they were completely going off reservation most of the time, or breaking things most of the time, and it was real, like, I was just losing like days worth of work and which never got used again. So I was just like, so I'm very much a case of, I have an idea of what's happening, where I want to go and where I'm going to end up, and I just let them sort of kind of fill in the gaps, and that flexibility does help when it comes to moments like that. And we had one where I built up this sort of big monster that they'd encountered him before, and it was just like this was going to happen, and it was like a big build up, this huge dungeon. And I forgot to give him legendary resistances because I wasn't even thinking. I was like, this guy's pretty powerful. I didn't give any legendaries, and then the halfling just kind of went, I'm going to banish him. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. I'm just going to banish him. And I was like, shit. And then he saw my face, and because he's a DM himself, he went, oh, right, oh, shit. And then we kind of worked it in where it came back. But because they were so powerful, they just wiped them out really easily. And I was like, wow, that was such an anticlimax and stuff. But we managed to sort of work it so we could sort of like, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. But I think if you've got something set up, you've got a lot of powerful players and stuff like that, it will ruin your entire game. Whereas I know D&D is a broken game. Rules wise, if you do it by the book, everything's broken. You can do horrible stuff. There's like guys online who just show you all the min-max builds you can do, stupid things you can do. So homebrew is definitely a way forward with that. You use it as a base.
I'm a homebrew girl. Yeah, I'm a homebrew girl.
You baseline it on the rules, and then if somebody's doing stupid shit, you go hashtag. They'll go, well, that's not in the rules. It's homebrew, bitch. And then you just sort of kind of go like this, and this is going to happen.
Homebrew, bitch.
What's your approach to character creation? Because like your characters, like the players create their own characters for your game, don't they? At D&D the Castle.
But are you asking? Is this to me? Is this
yeah,
me?
it's you.
I've been done. Is this a me question?
It's a you question.
Characters. Repeat the question.
So, what's your approach to character creation for when you're running a game at D&D the Castle?
For my players or NPCs?
Your players.
So for my players, I'm quite flexible, really. I say I do 2014 edition, and I do sort of say, however, if there's anything you're really, really passionate about from the latest edition, and it's and it's compatible, transferable, we'll chat about it. And other than that, I kind of give them sort of free reign. I then try and create a back and forth of like, as much information to me as possible before the day, because what I like to do is make then the session bespoke to the characters. So like, for example, I've got a one-shot menu. So when people like approach me to hire me for one-shots and stuff like that, I've got a one-shot menu. Now, one of the most popular items of that menu is called the Kidnapped Princess. And it's a character, and it's a storyline where a princess from a halfling dynasty is kidnapped, and they've been hired to go and find where they are. I have done that one so many times, but because I collaborate with my players, and I do the same with the Elveston Castle as much as time can allow, it's looked different each time, and the outcomes are different each time, and and all of this. There's a little bit of sandboxing about it because you have to get to a certain end and all of this with the time constraints. But I like to bring in parts of their background into the world. So like, say, for example, there's one of the characters has got a brother that they haven't seen since they were like 3 because they were kidnapped. I'm going to plop them in there somewhere. Say someone is having a real hard time with their deity. Maybe they're a cleric and they're feeling a little bit, detached from them. Maybe they'll have then like a dream sequence where the deity talks to them and goes, what's going on? I feel the disconnect too. Like, I really, really like to bring as much as possible. Can't do it all the time, and not everybody likes to do the background stuff. Some players are very much just there to play a game rather than do the character. So whatever, it's kind of like that analogy of you give me a seed and I'll make it grow. Like, you give me as much as you can, and I'm gonna make it. So I do that with Elveston Castle. Like, I get as much as possible and then put that in there. And I'm relatively like, I've had some people kind of go, can we do homebrew? I have said no to homebrew character builds because I do like to have at least a foundation of understanding of the characters. Because if they come to me with something and I'm like, I ain't got a clue what this is, and I don't like spending too much time checking on rules and stuff like this, I like to try and just rule of cool and just follow the flow. But ever so often, you kind of go, oh no, I just do have to just check something. Wait. So with homebrew character builds, I have said no to them. So, but yeah, what about you? Do you do anything in particular for your character build?
I have all pre-generated characters for the players.
Oh, you give it to them.
I give it to I give a very core, basic, plain, simple characters. Nothing fancy. Fighter, cleric, wizard, rogue. The core foundations of one.
Yeah.
And they say, you bring your character to life how you see fit. Within reason, naturally. And they are all parts of the same. You are a team, you're part of SWAT.
Yeah.
Your special wizarding tactics. You are kind of the lead city watch. So you are sent in to where no others will go and deal with the situation. And basically, so the watch captain tells you, go there, do this. So that kind of gives them the other. But you are a team, you work together, you know each other well. But this is your character. Now, yes, the character is based in, but how you play that character, that is how you give it the flavor, the personality. And so I kind of come with that. It also means there's less kind of prep time with the players. Are busy. There's your character. And I'm kind of make it as simple and accessible as possible. It's like, yes, you're very good at hitting things. Go for it.
I kind of prefer. I like having pre-gen for me because somebody giving me a pre-gen character. As much as I like character building, but I feel like you're not as stressed about it. You're not as you're not as into the character, but I feel like you can go with it a bit more on how they're built and stuff. Like I've been given like an old war veteran and stuff for Call of Cthulhu and stuff, and that's because usually I'm just like this sort of kind of fighter guy. He's an old guy who doesn't. He's just like So it's against, but somebody pre-generated that for me, and like I did one.
Can bring you out of your comfort zone sometimes. And I think you go for the same sort of character. And you're like, oh, let's have a play with this then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I create the characters so that they are effective and efficient.
Yes, to the point. Yeah. So I mean, I do say to characters, I will gift you one if you want. Like I have that many, I've got that many NPCs and stuff that I've created over the years, and do you want to be a spellcaster? Do you like being sneaky? Like sometimes I might pull some information about the type of character they want to play, and then I go, and then there you go.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've had all my players at Elveston Castle anyway. I've had all my players be excited about creating a character and then gifting it me.
Yeah.
Where I'm then able to actually the Halloweeny one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a fun one. That one, or all the players. Yeah, that one, all the players said, can you create our characters for us? Which hadn't happened before. But that was fine because then what I basically did, so the one for Halloween I did based on Nightmare Before Christmas. So all their characters were the characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. This Halloween. So it was so I was just like absolutely fine. So I created them and they absolutely loved them. They were like, can we keep these character sheets? I was like, yeah, go for it. Like, I think like the wolf and the clown thing with like the mask and the guy with the little hat. Like I think I developed one where the guy, the character that has like a Russian doll, like a little person in his hat and then a little person in his hat. I did some really funky stuff with that, like a little bit of homebrewy stuff. So yeah, I have actually done make them at their request. But as a whole, I go, you tell me what you want.
I think.
And then efficiency, just the efficiency bit. If someone develops something and I just think that is pointless, like. For like the Princell one, which was the first one I ever did at Elveston Castle, someone wanted to do something that was like it was only ever going to be useful like out at sea type style. And I was like, I can't make that work. And I was like, it's just not going to be relevant. I feel like you're going to lose out. Like a lot of your stuff is coming from this ability to like I can't remember what it was, but I was like, it's not relevant. I was like, can I give you some suggestions to replace that? And they were like, yeah, go for it. So it was fine in the end.
Nice.
But I do that. I go,
yeah. I mean, also one thing as well I should note: Katie is very much a comedian. You are very much a comedian. Well, no, but it's like when we did the Vampire Games Day. This girl rocked up like long goth. I just didn't recognize you at first. I was like, oh, it's Katie. Oh,
chameleon. See, I thought you said comedian.
I thought you said comedian.
I thought you said comedian.
I thought you said comedian as well.
Comedian.
Yeah. And I was
comedian.
So where's my microphone? I was like, yes, Pete, keep talking about me. But no, you said chameleon. Yes, I am quite a chameleon. Yeah. So you didn't recognize. Honestly, your face dropped, and I was like, hi, and you were like, you full on double talk. You were like, Katie, and I was like, yeah, and you were like, what? You're not gonna. Obviously, I told you on my phone for the next one, but you're not gonna recognize me for the next one. Yeah. I look amazing.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'll make a suggestion for you, for both of you. If you have a group of people who are used to playing high level characters and stuff, drop them into a pre-generated one shot where they're all level 1s, and just sort of like I did this with my group so it was last Halloween. To be fair, I was thinking about it, it's like shit, I might sort of do another one for this Halloween. We did it last Halloween, and I called them the Nobodies. And it's basically, it was a part of the campaign where the group had gone through, and it's basically what happened after they'd left. So them as level 15, and it was basically it was the Nobodies within this fortification where it left, and shit's happening, and they don't know. And because they're all like level 1s, they've got no powers, they've got basic spells, they've got nothing. Like they're really fragile and stuff like that. They're so used to having all of this sort of kind of craziness that it made the RP so much better, because that's all they had. All they had was sort of talking about things and doing things, because everything else around them would kill them. And so it was all about them trying to figure stuff out and escape this fortification.
See, I have never played or DM'd for level 1, 2, or 3 or 4.
Oh.
What have I done with the kids? What have I done for the kids? Hold on, I might be lying to your faces. I think the non-profit stuff I do for kids, level 3.
Okay.
But yeah, so I haven't ever done a 1 or a 2, and quite the majority of the time when it's like for adults, I actually start at 5.
Oh, okay. Well, I
started. My games are all level 4 players, and we don't level up during the game. Basically, I give that certain level of survivability. But I think when you get to level 5, you start getting to sort of collateral damage level. And I don't want that. I kind of want that kind of lower, kind of gritty, grounded urban fantasy. Stick things with swords and run away from monster tentacles.
Well, like I said, if you've got a longer campaign, or even if you've got a group of people who are used to just playing high level characters and stuff, or have gone through to higher level characters, just drop them in as a level 1. They've got nothing, and it is really all it is about the story and them sort of doing and make sure the shit around them is like that can kill them. So it's the point where,
you know what?
Yeah,
that's given me a really, really like good idea, where it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Like because you die so quickly and easily, it's then once everybody sort of like dies, they all sort of wake up the next day and it's the exact same day, and they've got to get through that first day, and then once they've done that, it's like, huzzah, you're level 2.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Figure out how to survive.
We did one.
Like
what's the one? What is it? What's the one where you basically? What's the dungeon? It's not. The one with the picture on the book is a big mouth, and it's Total of Annihilation, the Tomb of Annihilation. Yeah. Yep. So Ben Fee, the greatest DM I've ever known, he did that with us, where we basically woke up on this island, and we were relatively higher level, so he gave us a load of cool stuff. But because every time we died, we just went right back to the beginning again, and you wake up on this, and you do this and stuff. So it's like that was sort of partially where the idea, but it was just more the fact that I didn't. Well, all these guys in my group are level 15, level 16. They're superhumans. They're just so used to basically just smashing stuff. And I was like, I'm going to bring them right down to the very thing. And I was like, they have none of this. They're just useless. They're all cards. They're like one of them was an incontinent librarian. One of them was a French cook, effectively. Another one was just like a soldier who was potentially a coward and stuff, and he talked like Billy Butcher. He talked like Billy Butcher from the the boys and stuff, which meant he's actually in the main campaign. He was the only one who survived, so he catapulted himself. So he's got broken legs. He's currently in the siege we're sitting in at the minute, but he's just but he's a nobody. So I said, you can have him, but he's a nobody, so he's like, he's very fragile. He's not going to be able to do very much.
He's very fragile. They're very fragile.
They're very fragile. But I think it's really good, especially because it's a complete change if you just drop it in as a sort of like little part of a campaign. I think just having that little sort of one shot where the party.
You can do it in so many things, can't you? You can like have it as like a mystical being of sorts is kind of like, you've gotten too big for your boots. I'm going to take everything away from you, and you've got to prove yourself to me, not with your strength or your bravado, like with your brain. Like, you could. There's so many ways you can like all like drink poisons and they've all become weakened. Or I read one that I've always been tempted by, but it's been very intimidating because they're so high level. But it's the like an opposite. So they start high level, and then something is taking away their powers and their ability, and you actually start taking shit away from them and their levels, and they have to figure out what the hell is happening to them because they're getting weaker and weaker and weaker as it goes.
In the original D&D rules, vampires had energy drains. So like in the current version, that dropped your level down.
Yeah, I think that's a great premise, because it's then like, because talk about like like get on with it, like talk about get the fuck on with it, because you've woken up and guess what, you're now at level 15 and you're level 16.
Every night, every time they go every night when they go to bed and suddenly wake up in the morning and they're a level lower. And suddenly, why do we keep reducing levels? Well,
that's a good. That's given me a good idea for the. I was like, interesting. Yeah, all right, okay.
And why is that vampire?
Isn't it a good thing?
And why is that vampire looking really well fed?
Okay,
because it could be, but
No, you were going to say something. Carry on.
I was just gonna say, I just I really love the premise, because it could be like they've got like a parasite in them, or they've got like someone stuck in like siphoning their power out of them. Maybe someone in the party is doing it, and someone's actually getting more powerful, but not like saying it. You could even like have like an NPC who's involved and stuff like this. So it's just got a lot of premise.
Yeah, I have kind of played with the idea of having kind of the enemy within.
Yeah.
Idea with one of the players, but it has to be done really carefully and responsibly. Otherwise, you get that bleed where people start resenting that person.
As long as they know, you have to tell them like at the start. It's like, this is going to be
someone here. Yeah,
I said the same thing in our one shot, because basically what was going to happen was they were going to people were going to get infected, and they were starting to work against, and it was them trying to affect. I said, look, so you don't know, people may start working against you and stuff like that. Don't take it to heart. It's just a one shot. It's just one game. So this is just
It's like battle royales, isn't it? I love a battle royale, but then my goodness, it's just like, but everyone's ganging up on me, and it's like, well, strategically that makes sense because you're the strongest, so everybody's going to go against you so they can take you out earlier. But battle royales, you have to be very careful when you pick and choose to get them involved. People can get really. That's when true colours come out. It's like Monopoly. You see your true personalities. Monopoly comes out. Battle royale, you've got to really see who your friends are.
Yeah, I mean, like when my character in that D&D live stream was Jimmy Geek Pride had this kind of cursed axe where basically if he got hurt, he would attack the person who ever hurt him. And basically at one point my character was attacking the other party members. He was full on rage. He was the barbarian juggler, and he took out the the wizard with 2 slices and was starting to go into the ranger and was making his way through them. I'm really sorry, guys. This is funny as anything, but I'm really sorry.
Yeah, like,
that was good.
Sorry.
Yeah, because that was a really good. That was a really good plot point because he got this really powerful axe, and it was like an addiction as well. He couldn't be away from it. So like if it was taken from him, he would sort of kind of like, I need that axe back and stuff, and he would, to the point where I think one of them, did they throw it down
they threw it down into something, and Draken went after it because he was in addiction. He was in withdrawal.
Yeah, it's just, I need to go for it. He's like, I'm going for this axe. And I was like, holy shit, he's going to throw himself in after it and stuff. And it was just like, it was a really good premise. Like, we got it dispelled and stuff, but
we had to do it responsibly. I could not, I did not enjoy attacking the other characters, but I said, I'm really sorry. This is what it's going to do. Yeah. And I just kind of, I could not take advantage of this without role playing properly the disadvantages that would be taking advantage of it. So basically, yes, I am willing to kill this character for the purpose of the drama of the scene.
Yeah, it was like, I would rage at this point, wouldn't I? I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to do this. And I was like, oh, okay.
and like, you just have to be, like you said, bring it above the table, talk to the players, and just say, listen, he's going to do this. I'm really sorry. And just say, this is because of this, this, and this. And basically, it happened, and it got stopped. There was an intervention.
Yeah, he got a new axe called Daybreaker, which is still around. By the way, Lance has got it. He's
nice.
He's currently about to jump off the battlements of the Ensieged temple to take out a battering ram with it. So he wants. I think he's going to jump off it and go, kiss my axe, and then.
That's my line. That's my line. Damn it!
Yeah, it's been used many times, Pete. It's used in your honor.
I should copyright it.
Yeah, many years.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, one thing as well, like when your players are creating characters for your games, Katie, how do you make sure they don't kind of have overlapping skills or have like, well, what can my character do because that character can do everything?
Had that be a problem.
Right.
So I'm kind of gonna have to sort of go with it, like, if it was to happen, how would I?
Yeah.
And I think that would kind of be based on the finality of the situation and why they're overlapping and how.
Yeah.
I think if, say for example, I had 2 people be like, I want to be say for example, I had 2 rogues.
Yeah.
And I think with stuff like that, one, because I encourage the chats, but sometimes not everybody is chats on the Discord,
not everyone uses Discord,
stuff like that. Yeah, not everyone uses it, not everyone stays on top of it. So I would, that would be where I then rely on my spontaneity and my let's just go with it then, and just throw some extra shit in the situation, or have it so that an NPC is specifically targeting sort of like one, so that the other can have chances to do the things that the other one was doing beforehand. Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit like tailor making it in that moment to just so I have. But ideally, we have that sort of like conversation in the chats and stuff, and I can sort of say, you're both rogue. I would be concerned as a DM that you guys won't get ample time to use your skill set.
Yeah.
Either of you open to sort of looking like a different type of rogue, so that one of you is more like the traditional pick locks, hide in the shadows, and the other one maybe is like a spellcaster, or do you know what I mean? Like I try and negotiate around it and explain.
Yeah.
I want you to enjoy yourself, but if you're all, but then I've done a one shot where everybody did play the exact same character, and it was just chaos, and it was hilarious. Like everyone played everyone played was it dwarf cleric, because they were kind of then like, do you know like how like in a war you have all the other sort of like the other people involved in a war that you might not get the film about, right? You see the soldiers and you see that, but what about the medics who have to go in and like save people, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
So I kind of like did this one shot where it was like cleric dwarf clerics, and they were the team that were going out to like help like heal everybody, but then they had to like defend themselves whilst they were healing this person, and then take out the, like, make sure the prince gets safe, you know, and all of this. And it worked. It was fun. Like, I'd never done it before, and it worked. It was great. I had the idea, I pitched it, they loved it, they went, go on then, we did it, and we had a whale of a time. So sometimes it's not actually a barrier. Sometimes it can actually be good, and you can have them help each other out. That
sounds similar to a book I read by Ergen Tchaikovsky called House of Open Wounds, which is basically there's this massive war going on, huge war, but the focus is on this team of medics in basically they're a mass unit, you know. Basically, and they basically kind of they've got to get their patients surveyed.
Yeah, they've got to get them out. Like, but then they've got to be able to hold them, like carry themselves and protect each other and what have you. And I think the other thing that is just sort of come to me, because again, the moment I start talking to people about these like barriers, these issues, the solutions start coming out. So I just talk to my players about it, because the other idea I might pitch would be like, what about if you two are rivals and you are, and then you are like, or what about if one of you, who maybe say one of the players say that they're quite new to D&D, but they really wanted to play this, and the other one is really good at being a rogue. I was like, okay, what about you're the apprentice? And you're teaching them, and then that could be a dynamic that you have in game, where you are going, right now it's your turn, and like, don't worry about the ogre who's smashing his face in, don't worry about him, you need to hear 3 clicks before you twist with the second piece of apparatus, right? Don't worry about the sludge coming in and all the blood, don't worry about it, just listen for the click. It'll just create funny moments. It?
I would love to run a game where everyone plays a rogue and it's a heist. And you got, and just because everyone's a rogue. Everyone's just a rogue.
Everyone's a rogue.
Everyone's got space like
you son of a bitch, I'm in.
One's a lockpick, one's like
hey, when's the date? Let's get the date in.
Okay, right. Okay. And it's like just coming to me like, yeah, that'll be awesome. It's like everyone's a rogue. There's no, you don't have the fighters like to kick the doors in. You don't have the whisk to blow
everything
things.
Is sneaky.
Exactly.
Sneaky.
You should do it like you should do it like Ocean's 11, where you have to get your grip together, and you know.
Yeah. So actually, I can't believe this has only just popped into my brain, but this is how my brain works. So that is actually like the whole premise of the workshops that I do for my non-profit. So for the kids that come in, they all play the same character build. They play the same species, they play the same class, and there are so many benefits from that, because not only are you learning from your own turns, but you're also learning from everybody else's turn, but you've all got the same mechanics.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So if one, for example, like sneak attack, some people can really struggle getting sneak attack, into their minds. Another person will just get it straight away. I got sneak attack straight away. A friend of mine took ages to get it around their head. So when I developed these workshops, I was like, right, what's going to be the most distinct? What's going to be the clearest? What's going to be the easiest? What's going to be the most beneficial way of formatting this? Because if I have each child playing a different type of build, we're never going to play D&D. Yeah. I'm going to be forever explaining what the build is. They all play the exact same build. They have different weapons, because that way they can then learn, well, this weapon isn't very good for a halfling because it's heavy. Like you can't, it's a disadvantage using this. But then the other one over there has got a crossbow. Do you know what I mean? So so actually I have developed a whole sort of approach to, you are all playing the same character. Nice. You get to learn off each other's sort of but also learn that sometimes it's just down to the role. You can build the best character. You can come up with the best plan. But if those dice have a different story, done. Yeah. You've got to roll. And because my non-profit is called Roll With Us, and I'll say you've got to roll with it. Like, you got to roll with us. Like, sometimes this doesn't go the way you want it to, and that's okay, because now we've got a hilarious story.
Yeah,
like
all
4 of you were scaling the wall. You all did a dexterity check, and one of you fell off into like a bag of potatoes, and now everyone knows you're there. Like, hilarious! Now you're in a fight. Roll initiative. Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I find with failures, especially when they roll a critical failure, is you make it funny. You don't penalize them; you just make it funny.
Yeah. We did one where our rogue, she rolled a nat one, on her stealth, and
Beautiful.
I basically said there, I said, so, you basically, you put your hood up and you meld in the crowd, but you sort of walk through some dog shit, and you don't smell it, and so basically you're hiding, thinking you're hidden, and people sort of kind of they stay away from you, but you think it's because you're hidden. It's because you smell of shit. And then you've got this little girl who's just like, why is that woman in the hood smell like shit?
Why does that woman smell like poo?
Yeah.
You're like, don't bother her.
Sort of thing. So it's like it's a running joke now. Every time she rolls on that one, I'm like, are you want to walk through some shit now? And then she's just like,
have you stepped in poo?
Yeah.
I say to the kids, so like when they rolled a nat one, something I got from another DM was you give like a token, like a re-roll token. So you got a nat one, it's like, it's all right, here's a re-roll token to use in the future. But what I used to do for the kids is whoever came up with the funniest outcome, that was the one that we picked.
Yeah.
And it'd be great. And it really helped instill that mistakes can bring beautiful moments and stuff like this, because them getting angry, like I had one kid getting so angry about it, and to the point where, bless it, like we did a lot of work with him, and to the point where he was there like, Katie, can I just have 2 minutes, because that has really frustrated me. And I'm like, yes mate, go take 2 minutes, let me know if you need me, come back in when you're ready, all good. And I was talking to him sort of afterwards, and yeah, he was just there like, it's just so frustrating because I knew it was a good idea, and I was like, I get it. I was like, I get it, mate. Like, what could have been a funny thing that could have happened, because you missed out on that. So let's together, what happened to this character that would be really funny. I can't remember what he said, but he came up with something that was just absolutely golden, and I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna give you a reroll token for that. It was like, oh, but I've already got one. I was like, no, I'm giving you another one, which I don't do, because I wanted him to use that as a moment to understand that the mistakes, the nat ones, that's part of the game, and
to learn and build and grow.
I give inspiration points for really good RP and stuff, good or bad and stuff. So if they do something, so it's just like, so with my brother in the last one, he did this amazing speech, like really rousing speech, and I was like, inspiration point, you can have it. They're awesome, really good. So because it really encouraged, like he was the only one who did it, and I was like, yeah, you can have that reroll. That's not a problem,
Same, for the kids, like good teamwork, because the premise of my non-profit is how games like Dungeons and Dragons, obviously Roll With Us is Dungeons and Dragons based. I don't know what the future might hold, but it is Dungeons and Dragons. But the mental health benefits of it, and what it can do to enhance the skills needed for resilience and your bounce back ability, like communication skills, problem solving, all of this. So in my mind and with my DMs, because I have a team now, which is very exciting, but I sort of say to them, instill these resilient points. So, if they're showing good teamwork, if they're doing really amazing communication and what have you, give out the tokens or give them something from that, because I want that to be the very thing that their brains are then learning through play and through fun. It then gets, creates those neural pathways a lot quicker. With research, play, you learn more through play than through any other medium. And it's just keep instilling that. And we would have kids that would come in, have never played before, have never heard of it before, come in on the first day. They're in every single day, and by the time they leave by the end of the week, they are fucking buzzing. They are they oh my god, I've legitimately, have you guys watched The Incredibles, the Pixar film Incredibles? Do you know Violet, the character Violet, where she's got her hair in front of her, all this? I legitimately had a real life Violet come in, knew nothing about D&D, knew no one there, hair in front of her face, hoodie like all the way down her like arms, all this really close, sort of like this. Literally by lunchtime that same day, her hair was out of her face. She was standing up and getting animated. She was exchanging phone numbers with other kids and stuff like this.
Lovely.
And then the next day she came in and her hair was tucked behind her ears and her hoodie was like up on her sleeves. And I was like, that is what it's about. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That moment is just like, this is why I do this.
Like we've had parents run back into to the buildings that we're sort of situated in, going like, what is this game? Like, who is this kid? Like they've been dropped off with just like a completely just switched off to everything, and they're coming out with big smiles, going, this happens and then this happens and then we chose to fight the duck, but it wasn't actually a duck, it was a hydra, and and all of this, and parents are like, okay. I don't have any idea what you're talking about, but this is the most time you've been, off your phone, you're interacting with new people, you are expressing yourself, you are happy. Like the fact that parents are coming back going, they're happy. And you're like, one, fucking tragic that this is what, we're in at the moment with our kids. And two, you are welcome. That's Dungeons and Dragons. Let us know if you want a family campaign. Like,
beautiful.
This
Absolutely
let
beautiful.
us know if you want to talk to your school about setting up a Dungeons and Dragons, club. Let us know if you want to talk to us about running a family game. Like, yes, thank you.
Amazing.
You're welcome. D&D.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the pub quiz. JonJo's pub quiz for the end. Before we do that, though, Katie, is there anything you need to promote or push, or is there anything coming up that we should know about?
Elveston Castle, just because it's just a fantastic day, and just come on down.
What date is that again?
The 8th of November, Pete, is that right?
November, Alston Castle. Yeah, come along or don't and be bored.
Yeah. And I think I'd like to, I'm Derby D&D. I'm Katie, Derby D&D. If you want to get in touch with me about one-shots, short campaigns, long campaigns, I'm here for it. My non-profit is my absolute heart and passion. It's combining my well-being knowledge and passion with, young people, and the love of Dungeons and Dragons, where I'm called Roll With Us, CIC. I have a small team now. And because of my limitations with my ADHD, I do struggle with things like admin, finding funding and stuff like that. So if anybody, has that type of skill set or knows where to point me in the direction to help with that, I would really, really appreciate it, because just talking about it for a brief moment of how amazing it is and the good it's doing, I need to keep this going, but it is something that I struggle with the paperwork and the finding funding. So if anybody can help, that's my major plug. If you can help me, please get in touch, because I would be so grateful.
Awesome. Oh, very good. Right, JonJo, bring it.
Yeah, well, we still haven't got a theme song, but we will do our best. Matt has informed me though that he's got the chart-topping band Scouting for Girls currently recording our theme song, so that's gonna be a fun one. He's so lovely. Right, so your rounds that you can choose from tonight include Dexter,
Interesting.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Ooh.
King of the Hill, and Superman. Same thing.
Why did you do that to me?
Same thing. So, Katie, as you are the guest, you get to pick the first round to play. So, Dexter, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, King of the Hill, or Superman?
I would like Dexter, please.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I do like a bit of Dexter.
Okay, here we go then. So, Dexter, question number 1. Which actor played Arthur Mitchell, aka the Trinity Killer?
Oh my god.
It's the guy from Third Rock of the Sun.
Yeah. What's his name? Fuck.
What's his name?
Joe, I'll give you the point if you can tell me the name of his character from Third Rock from the Sun.
No.
I don't know. I can just about nearly hear them saying his name. What about if I just do the symbol? Doesn't that get me a point?
It always reminds me of the one where they sneeze for the first time and like, it's amazing.
I can't.
Okay. It was
John
Lithgow.
Yeah. He played Churchill in The Crown as well, didn't he?
He did indeed, and Lord Farquaad in Shrek.
Yeah.
Yes. Talented guy.
And he's been loads.
What was his name in Third Rock of the Sun?
It was Dick Solomon.
Dick. That was it, Dick.
Because the three lads were Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah.
But I love that show.
Yeah.
But then John Lithgow in particular, just every time when he just went, I'm gorgeous. Every time that always got me. Every time that got me. Right. Question number 2. The first 8 seasons of the show are set in which US state?
I know this
Miami,
one.
Isn't it?
Yeah, what's the state called
Miami.
though? No, that's not the state.
Miami.
What's the state?
Miami.
Miami.
I don't know.
What's the name of the state? The big one that sort of looks like a long penis.
Florida.
Yes.
I think me and you had very different geography lessons when we were growing up. Looks like a giant penis.
Looks like a giant penis.
That's not a map. Okay, so that's one. That's question number 3. What is the name of Dexter's son?
Harrison.
Harrison is correct.
Oh.
2 out of
Got
3.
Oh,
no, you got Florida.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh, I did get Florida.
You got Florida because Matt said it's like a jam penis.
Jam penis.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Penis. Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise!
Oh,
More fries, motherfucker! All right.
Oh, that was so. I remember that going around years ago. Like 20 different versions of it.
Yeah.
Here's some pliers, motherfucker. Okay, so Pete, we'll move on to you next. So,
I'm always
Hitchhiker's Galaxy, please.
I knew for some reason you were going to go Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I grew up listening, reading, watching, and everything it.
Okay. I mean, it's not going to be that in depth, but okay. Question number 1. Celebrating the works of Douglas Adams, on which date does Tau Day take
24th.
place?
Not 24th for me. What's it? 5th of May.
Well, I actually had it on multiple choice, but you have got it right. It's 25th of May.
Yeah, it's on there. It's Geek Pride Day as well. Geek Pride Day.
I actually did have multiple choice. I had it as 25th of January, 25th of March, or 25th of May, but you were on that straight away.
So. And also his date of birth and.
Good. Here we go. Question number 2. In the 2005 film adaptation, who voiced Marvin the Paranoid Android?
What film adaptation? There was no film adaptation.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
No, there was no film adaptation.
Oh, I liked it as well. I thought it was good.
In the film that is in our imaginations, but has been wiped from yours.
Gotcha.
Who voiced Marvin?
Alan Rickman.
It was Alan Rickman.
Yes. Yeah, basically they cut a lot of the dialogue out from the book, and it was just like the jokes did not land.
The film basically in a way just butchered the material.
Yeah.
But it had some charm still.
Yeah. I quite liked it.
Okay, Pete, it's probably the easiest question in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy I've got for number 3. I'd love to see if you could just guess the answer before I even read the question.
42, it's 42, isn't it?
Yeah. What is the answer to life, universe, and
42.
42, yeah. That's what I mean. It was like, yeah. So, Pete, 3 out of 3.
Well done.
Right.
Thank you.
So, Matt, here's the interesting one there. So, you've got King of the Hill or you've got Superman.
I as much as I've watched King of the Hill, I don't think I can answer any questions on it and stuff. So, I am going to have to go for Superman, I guess.
Okay, so here we go then. Question number 1. What version of Green Lantern is played by Nathan Fillion in the 2025 film?
Oh, God, the bowl cut one. What's his name? Oh, fuck, what's his name? Oh, God.
Mal Reynolds.
What's his name? Oh fuck! What's it? It's a Guy Gardner.
Correct.
Guy
That's
Gardner.
it. Guy Gardner.
Yeah, Guy
Gardner is correct.
I just have to say, given that I am now going to be the one who gets referred to as like the fantasy smut girl, but like the fact that there is no image for you, but all I could hear is
The thing is, on the stream itself, Matt has got video.
Oh, is there?
There's video of me
I
on
can't
the...
see his face. So
he
it's just
doesn't
a
have
blank face when he talks.
He doesn't have video on our side because what he does is on the screen, like 90% of the picture is just him, and we're just shunted to the corner.
Well,
but my
well, I know what it's like. But yeah, it's just a blank screen whenever you talk, and you just came up onto the screen going,
Oh
God! Like
one of my friends.
That's right. He's a massive Nathan Fillion fan. That's what it was like. Oh, Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he talks about. They talk about the Superman, the hypno glasses and stuff. And
yes,
yeah, the hypno glasses.
I quite enjoyed the new Superman.
I did, and one of my friends is in it. She, like, because she's a model and she's from Croatia and she's moved to LA and she does some acting, and she is
freaking cool.
There's a bit in it where they're talking. What's the name of the country? I can't remember.
America?
No, the country that they're sort of the Civil
Florida.
War. The Civil War. I can't remember the name of it.
But
America?
But Bavaria? Bavaria?
Yeah, Bavaria. It's something like that, yeah. Which the president's being sort of like ushered in, and there is a lady beside her walking along, sort of talking to him. And that's her. She's in it for quite a bit, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because she messaged me.
I know her.
And she's messaged me
Like
saying, "Have you watched it yet?" And I was just like, "No, I've not watched it yet." And then I got it on, and I was like, "Holy shit!" She just sent her photographs, and she's like, "Yeah, I was in it." I was like, "Oh,
that's cool."
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yep.
Okay, so Matt, question number 2.
Yeah.
Which character is played by Marlon Brando in the 1978 film?
That is Jor-El.
That is Jor-El, who has about 5 different ways to pronounce Krypton.
Yeah.
Matt, I think you're going to get a 3 out of 3 on this one. So here we go. Number 3. According to Superman in Man of Steel, what does the S on his chest stand for?
Hope.
It is hope.
I can't spell.
I still like, as much as I.
Do you know what the S is? Do you know what the S actually is?
What?
It's
I think
symbol
I know
from
this.
the House of L.
Isn't it something? Isn't there like a river or something that's shaped like an S? Isn't there something like a reference? Like there's a S is like a river or something like this.
I'm not sure.
Look into it. I might be like, but I feel like I heard that once, and then I.
All right, I think because I don't like to leave it on a tie, I think we should have a quick tiebreaker.
Oh, go on then.
Okay, so I'm going to take an answer from both you guys, and I'll tell you then who has actually got it correct. So, how many episodes of The Big Bang Theory were made?
Lots.
Yeah, well, I need a bit more specific than lots.
Oh God, can we? Do we have to be exact, or is it the closest?
No, that's what I'm saying. Whoever's the closest.
All right.
Yeah, that's we'll make it a true tiebreaker. Whoever actually gets the closest is the winner.
I'm trying to think how many seasons there were.
230.
Oh, you were
230 for Pete.
Yeah.
Well, there is. I think there was about. I think there's 10 seasons. Is there 10 seasons, or is it 12? 10 seasons. I'm going to say 10 seasons, and there's usually, it's like 22, 24 per season, isn't it? I'm going to say 240.
Oh, okay. So, Pete, I've got your answer of 230. Matt,
Yep.
I've got your answer of 240.
It's going to be 235, isn't it?
I could. No. I have done a tiebreaker in a quiz before where some 2 teams did actually get either side. And I went
tie-break.
I said, do you know what? You've really cocked this up. I haven't got a tie-break for the tie-break. You've ruined my No, I can tell you that the actual answer was 279.
Woohoo!
Really?
There was 12 seasons.
Oh, yeah. I was like, was it 10 or 12? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
More episodes than Friends, more episodes than Frasier, more episodes than Cheers.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm actually watching every episode again with my children. Yeah.
I've been trying to watch it with my missus. She's not interested. I enjoy it, to be fair. But
I enjoyed it, but I always remember when it was first on, and I dropped off it so badly because I think I got to about season 9, and I just stopped.
I watched the. Have you watched Young Sheldon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Young Sheldon,
and I watched a last episode where his dad dies and stuff, and that really seriously hits home, man. Because because it was just like I didn't see my dad, like he didn't see his dad when he died and stuff, and I didn't see my dad when he died and stuff, and it was just that moment where he sort of the last thing he says to him, and it really
he's almost like.
Yeah,
he's almost like doing it in multiple choice. He's like, actually, no, I want to remember it this way instead.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was heartbreaking.
I know, it really hit me because I was just like, oh man, because that's how I felt, and I was just like, it was really good, really good. Yeah.
Like, funnily enough, I've started rewatching Dexter, so I'm like annoyed I haven't done better with my round because I've just me and my husband have just started rewatching it because we watched the. Have you guys watched the prequel? Like
no, I didn't.
I really
amazing.
I really enjoyed Original Sin, but the annoying thing is that they announced a renewal, but because Dexter Resurrection was so popular, they went, yeah, we're only doing one show, so we're gonna cancel Original Sin now.
Yeah.
And apparently they're moving now with another series of Resurrection, which don't get me wrong, Resurrection was good. I did enjoy it. But Original Sin, I really liked. I thought
I really liked Original Sin. I thought the casting was fucking phenomenal. I was losing my shit. I was like, what the
but the guy that actually plays Dexter in Original Sin, he's going to be James Bond in the new video game coming out next year. And he actually plays it really well from what I've seen so far. And also, Christian Slater is excellent in whatever he's in. Still, Mr. Robot is still for me.
Oh yeah, Mr. Robot's quality. It's really good, really, really good. Right. Well, a victory for Matt. Woohoo! Yeah.
Yes. He's not going to be
next time.
Not going to be coasting this now for the next 2 weeks.
Well, no, I've still got the shame of not knowing Sharp. Like there's something I've read and watched my entire life, and I only got like one question right. Which is really upsetting. It upsets me even thinking about it. But anyway, Katie, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Please do come back.
Thank
you. Come back next year. We'll have a yearly event.
Yes, a yearly event. Event.
Yeah, by all means, you're more than welcome to come back. But for tonight,
I'd love to be back.
Yeah. For tonight, I've been Matt Gary. With me has been Peter Allison.
Good night, everyone.
JonJo Cosgrove.
Take care, friends.
And Katie.
Nighty night.